Welcome, it's Michael Murray with Benzinga, joined here this morning by Dr. Jason Lipetz, MD, Physiatrist, and Head of Spine Medicine at Northwell Health. Dr. Jason Lipetz, great to have you with us. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. BioRestorative Therapies, it's a publicly traded stem cell therapy company. We're really excited to talk about a couple of things you guys are working on. Can you talk to us about some of the aspects of the BioRestorative Therapies that you assist with?
Yeah, so we're now active in an FDA Phase II trial, which is going to include approximately 13 to 15 treatment sites across the country. And we're enrolling 99 patients. And we're looking at a very particular technology, and that is what's known as an autologous stem cell product to help treat patients with single level disc-related pain arising from their low back that hasn't otherwise been successfully treated, and pain that has been confirmed to be arising or believed to be arising from one painful disc in their lower back.
Understood. Now, what exactly is chronic lumbar degenerative disc disease? Who can get it, and what is the current standard of care to treat it once somebody has it?
Yeah, it's a great question. And really, disease may be a misnomer, even though it's commonly utilized, because we all end up with disc degeneration to some degree. Some people have wonderful genetics and are spared of more notable degeneration. But in each of us, we will unfortunately demonstrate degeneration as we age. So that's not necessarily a disease. It's a process and a component of normal aging. And in some people, degenerative disc will be asymptomatic, and in others, it will be painful. And in some of those, it will be chronically painful and not treated successfully by typical means, which you asked about. And those can include anti-inflammatory medications, physical therapy, acupuncture, spinal injections, opioid management in the setting of chronic pain. And surgically, this is really a challenge because when it comes to surgery for degenerative disc, you may well be talking about a fusion procedure or a disc replacement procedure. So it's in those patients, that subset of patients, where we're hoping to offer a biologic alternative. And that's where we come in with this trial.
Excellent. Now, Dr. Lipetz, what exactly is BioRestorative's BRTX 100, and why do you think it has the best chance of success versus alternative technologies?
In my opinion, and again, we have to prove this out through a meticulously designed trial, which is what we're in the midst of trying to do. We have to subject this to proper scientific scrutiny. But in my opinion, and based on the current human experience globally and previous animal studies, I think this has the best chance of any product to help people with this painful condition. And the reason I say that is because what we do in a very simple procedure is we take some stem cells from the patient. Those cells, we don't need many, because then they're expanded to the tune of about 40 million cells in a commercial grade laboratory. And when the cells are expanded, they're expanded in an environment which is ideal for their subsequent placement into the patient's disc. They're cultured in hypoxia, which is a low oxygen state, which mimics the disc environment. They're cultured in an acidic state, which does the same, and in a hyperosmolar state. So all of these conditions, which are harsh in the disc itself, which doesn't really have a rich blood supply, we're taking the best that the body has, the individual's own cells, that means they're autologous, and putting them to the tune of 40 million expanded cells right where the injury is. In addition, the carrier for those cells is the patient's own, what's called a platelet lysate. People hear about PRP, platelet-rich plasma. Well, platelet lysate is the next step in exposing the beneficial products from PRP. We take the patient's own platelet lysate, and that's the carrier for the stem cells. So this situation where we can take the best that the body has, condition it optimally to treat a very stubborn injury, and then introduce it in a minimally invasive injection procedure to the injury site. That's what the product is, and that's our hope, that we will enable the body to heal itself better by taking these substances that the body gives us, these cells that the body gives us, conditioning them appropriately, and then reintroducing them in a targeted fashion.
Wonderful. Now, BioRestorative Therapies has also just completed enrollment for the safety run-in component of the Phase II clinical trials for BRTX 100. Tell us just a little bit in detail here about these clinical trials, how many patients are going to be enrolled, and who can't participate in the trials.
Yeah, so the safety run-in was a requirement by the FDA for us to first really put the brakes on. As in any study, you want to assess safety. So the first 4 patients were done in a very graduated fashion, but they are ultimately included in our study. There are 99 patients that we're looking to include in this study from about 13 centers. So on average, that could be 6 or 7 or 8 patients per site. Some will have more, some will have less. It'll be a 2-to-1 treatment arm, so 2 patients will be treated out of every 3, and 1 will be a placebo, so that we can control for true treatment response. People who can't participate are people who have more than 1 level of a painful disc. This is specifically for single-level disc pain. There are multiple exclusion criteria as well, including smokers, people who have had prior surgery, and as well, people who have prevailing leg pain. So this isn't a sciatica study, people who have pain radiating from their back down their leg to their foot. This is a back pain study, and patients whose back pain has been determined to be arising from the disc itself. So if previous diagnostic testing has shown in a particular patient the pain is not coming from the disc, then they won't qualify as well.
Terrific. Now, is the safety run-in data from the trials going to be available later this year?
I don't want to speak out of place. I think that the safety run-in data is going to be available within weeks.
Excellent. Good take there. And a final question for you. As you look at this topic as a whole, do you think stem cell therapies are going to be the main standard of care for back pain sufferers in the future?
I do. I think that biologics are the next frontier in musculoskeletal medicine. I think that autologous biologics, meaning using the patient's own cells, are going to be the most powerful and best matched, if you will, for individual patients and conditions. I think what we're moving toward now in this realm of patient-specific therapies, autologous therapies, is we're understanding that the body has a lot to offer endogenously within ourselves rather than offering exogenous treatments. It will not replace all needs for all other interventions, by no means. But I think we're just at the very tip of this realm of opportunity in treating spine and musculoskeletal disorders, utilizing appropriately cultured and expanded stem cells. Now, this is not to say that it's a one-size-fits-all approach in the stem cell realm. There is a lot of that going on in the medical community, where people are just taking long shots, I think, and offering things which really haven't been proven. What we're trying to do is take the best of existing science, all that we know from previous, once again, human experience and animal studies, and to offer what we think has the greatest opportunity to treat these very difficult conditions. The disc is one because it is so common and debilitating and leads to tremendous cost and duration of pain and disability. But other areas of the body where the body is less able to heal itself, avascular tissues, other aspects of cartilaginous injury, tendinous injury, I think we're entering a time where we're learning more and more about the mechanism of action and the opportunity to treat these people non-surgically and effectively in a durable fashion.
Wonderful. Dr. Lipetz, we really appreciate you taking time out of what we're sure is a very busy day. Dr. Jason Lipetz, Head of Spine Medicine at Northwell Health, thank you very much for being with us.
Thanks for your time.